Funding for This Is Nashville comes from you, our listeners, and Music City Prep Clinic, Nashville-based provider for PrEP and offering comprehensive sexual health services in an environment designed to be safe, professional, and shame-free. Learn more at musiccityprep.org.
I'm Khalil Colonna, and this is Nashville. Spring has made its appearance here in Nashville and Middle Tennessee. And what better way to not, no pun intended, reap the benefits than by spending as much time as possible outdoors? Today, we highlight the amenities that the Metro Parks Department offers here to us in the public. Now, there's 178 parks in Davidson County and over 100 miles of greenway, so staying active outdoors has never been easier. Look, 178 parks is a lot to explore. So how about a little help in learning more about them? Joining us now to talk about Metro Parks, we have the Superintendent of Community Affairs, Jackie Jones, and Public Information Officer, Rana Mitchell. I want to thank you both for being here. Welcome to This Is Nashville.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to share all of the great amenities, features, programs, activities, festivals, and so on at Metro Parks. We are thrilled to be here. We really are. We recognize the fact that there are a lot of newcomers to this city, and they're coming by the hundreds every day. Mm-hmm. And one of the calls that we get on an ongoing basis usually is from a newcomer wanting to know, what do you have available in the park system? Where are the greenways? What's a good park to go to? Do you offer tennis? Is there a pickleball court near me? So we're excited to be able to share this with you.
And we're really excited to have you on here. And speaking of calls, listeners, it's your turn to talk. Our phone lines are open. Give us a call, 615-760-2000. If you're a longtime resident or just a parks enthusiast, phone in and share your pearls of wisdom with listeners. Or tell us what your favorite park is and why. Again, that number is 615-760-2000. It's also open if you've just moved here and you want to find out more. Now is your chance. Okay, so Jackie, you gave us a little primer on the Metro Park system in Nashville, but tell us a little bit more about what you all offer.
Okay, so before I get into all of that, I have to share this with you. You know, I told you that I had a little story to tell you, and I'll get back to your question.
Yes.
But I want you to know that I'm a proud alumni of WPLN. I worked for WPLN back in the day. I won't say how far back in the day, but it was back in the day. I was a reporter as well as a host of a talk show very similar to this called Coffee Break. And it was a real joy being able to work for a station like WPLN. Of course, that was back during the day when you had to splice tape together.
Yes.
So we no longer do that. But I can confidently say that during that time, that was when the Fourth Estate was alive and really well. This station, WPLN, was an anchor for unbiased news in Nashville, and I'm proud to be affiliated with that. I go back as far as people like Carl Peterson, Rebecca Bain, George McLaurin. There's several others. Cal Bean, who was the program director at that time.
Anita Bug.
Anita was not there when I was there. I think she came after me, so that shows you how far back I can go. But it was definitely, once you're a WPLN person, you're always a part of the WPLN family.
Well, it's beautiful to have you back.
Thank you. And I forgot your question.
Well, tell me this. We really thank you for that. We have 178 parks. So what are some of the most visited parks here in Metro Nashville?
Well, undoubtedly, Centennial Park, where you have the Parthenon, is one of the most visited parks, along with Riverfront Park because of the location. It intersects right into Broadway, and you have all of the guests and visitors and tourists coming to visit Broadway with all of the restaurants and the bars and that type of thing. And Riverfront Park is right at the end of that. So it is what we think is one of the most highly visited parks, along with Centennial and Public Square Park. I would say that those are probably three of, I'm going to add one more to it, and that would be Warner Park. Okay. I think Warner Park is one of the most highly visited parks, too.
Now, Rana, you're relatively new here to Nashville. So I'm sure you had discovering to make about the parks,
Yes.
working for them. What do folks who move here to Nashville, what do they not realize about the park system that we have?
I think that something we definitely should highlight more is some of the programming that may just kind of not necessarily be hidden, but not widely recognized by Nashvillians. One of the ones that I is really feel is near and dear to my heart is the disabilities program. And that is just a program that we've had for around 40 years now. And it's a program for individuals with intellectual and just physical disabilities. And I think that the programming that we have out of that, the disabilities program needs to be talked about more just because it gives them the opportunity to participate in sports leagues. They go on field trips, different things like that. And so it's just a way to include everyone when it comes to saying that the park system in Nashville is for everyone.
Is that program open for folks of all ages?
It is mainly for adults, and there's more information on our website, which is nashville.gov/parks. And so individuals can learn about how to sign up if you have a family or friend who needs those services that way. So
Awesome. Okay, so this greenway system, it's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
I'd love to learn more about it. Like, where does it go, first of all? Like, I know that we're here in Metro Center. There's a greenway that I can take to pretty far into the other part of the city. But how are these greenways connected? Can I just strictly travel from greenway to one end of the city to the next?
Well, we're in the process right now, and it's ongoing, probably decades-long process of making sure that all of the greenways connect. Right now, they do not all connect, but you can travel from one side of the city to the other. So if you're at Shelby Park, let's say, there is a greenway at Shelby Park, you can go from Shelby Park over to Two Rivers, where the Wave Country and the skate park is. You can go from there on over to the golf course and to Two Rivers Mansion and the dog park. So that's one side of the city. That's sort of in the East Nashville, Donaldson area, if you will.
All right.
On the other side of the city, which is, I would say that's Madison, the Madison area, you can go from Peeler Park, and I believe, don't hold me to this because it's a lot, but I believe Peeler Park, the Peeler Park Greenway connects to a portion of the Stones River Greenway. If I remember that correctly, it does. But we're in the process of making these greenways not only recreational, but for use for transportation. So if you live on the north side of town, hopefully within the next 10 years, you'll be able to get on a greenway with your bicycle or walk or whatever you want to do and get to Midtown or another section of town. That's the goal.
That's a really awesome goal.
Yeah. And we have 107 miles of greenway right now. That's the latest count.
Is there a plan to expand that? I know you said in the 10 years we'll have this additional connective tissue created.
Hopefully.
But is there a plan to expand it outside of the greenway system that we already have?
Well, it wouldn't be outside of the greenway system that we have here in Davidson County because, Metro Parks and Recreation is just for Nashville, Davidson County. Anything outside of that would go to the adjacent counties. But you bring up a good point in terms of the 10-year period. One of the things that we are in the process of kicking off is a document or a process called Plan to Play. Plan to Play is our master plan for parks and greenways, and it's sort of our guide, if you will, of what we will be doing in the next 10 to 15 years. In 2017, we initiated or launched the first Plan to Play document. It was very well received by the community, and now it's, we're in 2025. It's time to update that document. And in addition to that, when I talk about Plan to Play, one of the things that we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks is inviting the public to come in and tell us what you want.
Okay.
Tell us what you would like to see in your neighborhood, in this community. So we're real excited about that. And you guys will be getting information on that in the next couple of weeks.
And then listeners, you can kind of tell us what you want right now. Take advantage. You can pick up the phone, give us a call, 615-760-2000. That's 615-760-2000. I'm here with Jackie Jones and Rana Mitchell. Both are with Metro Parks Department. Now, Rana, tell me this. Like, you're going around and you're exploring the parks.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of history buffs. We've talked about a lot of history here on This is Nashville. What's a good park for history buffs? Someone who wants to understand the texture and the layers that have made this city what it is.
I think that something that I've learned about in my short time being at parks is Hadley Lillard Park. The community center there has, I guess you would call them columns or pillars with
historical kiosks.
Yes, with information about I guess the civil rights movement and the meaning behind Hadley Lillard and the African American community here in Nashville. So I would definitely recommend that for anyone who's interested in history.
And do you have parks? Do you have pets?
I do not. But if I did have a dog, I'm honestly kind of scared of them. So that's why Jackie's laughing right now. But if I did have a dog, hopefully one day in the future, I would take them to Frankie Pierce Dog Park, especially just because it's downtown adjacent. It's not in the hustle and bustle like near Broadway, but you can get downtown quickly, and there's some restaurants nearby. So
Some cool ones. All right.
So let me add one thing to that. I also think that Centennial Park is a very historical park. If people wanted to get more information on there, we have, of course, the Parthenon is located there. We have the Centennial Performing Arts Center as well as the Arts Center is located there. And we also have markers throughout the park that sort of tells the story of the park. So that's another reason that people come to Centennial. Whenever
someone visits town, I had a friend from New Mexico recently visit last month, and I took her to Centennial Park. It was actually a beautiful, warm day. And whenever I have a guest come into town, we make sure that we hit Centennial. It's like in the heart of the city. It's a wonderful place. Now, people like taking walks in the park. Right. They're very nice. They're very sweet. They can be awfully romantic and a really good suggestion for a date. First date or the 100th date. What are some good parks for a fantastic date night?
Okay. I was hoping you would ask me that. Centennial Park, of course, is one. And I would rate that probably number one because people have a lot of romantic memories and encounters in Centennial Park. My second recommendation as far as a romantic date night would be Cumberland Park. The backdrop of the park are the skyscrapers in the city. It is absolutely beautiful if you're there at night. So I would say that is my second recommendation as far as a good date night type of park.
Somebody can steal a kiss in moonlight in Cumberland Park.
Yes.
All right. All right. Look, the phones are lighting up. People are with us. We have Henry in Bellevue. Henry, thank you for giving us a call, my friend. What would you like to share?
Well, I was wondering, the parks have all sorts of amazing facilities for radio-controlled airplanes, radio-controlled boats, obviously golf, hiking. I absolutely love the park system. But for some reason, model rockets are specifically excluded. And I'm with the Music City Missile Club. We hold events all the time. But to hold events, we have to go to Kentucky because there's no process by which we could have a model rocket event in the park system.
Is there a reason why rockets can't be used?
I would have to defer. You have someone coming on in a later segment that probably that particular category comes under him. I would imagine that rockets, and this is just me speculating, this is not to be taken as Bible or anything like that, but I would think that the liability factors of rockets would be a little bit higher than...
Actually, it's not, because there was a major RC accident years ago. But and the rockets are very safe. But there is some issues about, quote, guns in the parks, and somehow the model rockets got swept into that. That's my understanding. But again,
okay.
I'm on the outside looking in, and your next speaker will probably have more insight.
Correct.
Well, Henry, stay tuned because we're going to have them on, and I'll make sure that we ask them that question, okay?
Great. Until I'm with the Music City Missile Club. We have events all the time, but unfortunately we have to have them in Kentucky.
Will do. Thank you very much for calling, my friend. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to move on to another call. We have Tyler in Madison. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to go to Denny. Denny in Nashville. Denny, what would you like to share with us?
Hello. Great that you're having this topic on for discussion. Always been interested in Centennial Park. Every time I've been over there, though, I know there's a museum. I'm not from here, so I never have actually seen the museum, but I know there's a museum, but every time I've been there, it's been closed. What's the status of that?
I would assume that you're talking about the Parthenon, and if you're talking about the Parthenon is now open. So it may have been closed for renovations or for maintenance or that type of thing when you visit it. But the Parthenon is the museum, I think, of which you speak. We also have an art gallery. Now, the art gallery is on the west side of the park. It has painting, sculptures, all types of things. And it is usually open, well, it is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30. And we have someone coming shortly after Rana and I get off the air that is from that facility.
I see. So in the museum that's in the Parthenon, what is in there?
We have the Cowan collection is there. They also have regularly scheduled exhibits. I don't have, and this is, do you have that information as to what the exhibit is?
Information on exhibits can be found on the Nashville Parthenon Instagram page. I don't have the exact handle right now, but they try to update it frequently with information about the current exhibitors, as well as the Centennial Park Conservancy's website. So you can find information there, and I'll toss it back to Jackie if she was still talking.
Danny, thank you so much for giving us a call, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a beautiful day, all right?
You all too. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to take one more call. We're going to go to Tyler in Madison. Tyler, thanks for giving us a call, my friend. What would you like to share?
Hey, y'all. I'm so glad you could be discussing the parks today and the many benefits they provide. I'd just like to lend my voice to the inclusion in this new master plan of a pedestrian bridge similar to the one at Shelby that can connect the Peeler Park Greenway in Madison with the rest of the Stones River Greenway system. It truly would create this amazing network that could also allow folks to get to communities like Donaldson and East Nashville without a car. And I really think that it could be important, especially as Madison grows with the rest of the city.
That is a great suggestion. I just wrote that down. I will submit that as part of the update for the community meetings for the parks and the Plan to Play Parks and Greenway meetings. We will also be putting out media advisories regarding that, so keep a watch out for that. And if you can, attend. We'd love to have you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'd love to be a part of that.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for giving us a call, Tyler. Appreciate it. Have a beautiful day, all right?
You too. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too, man. Okay, I want to thank our guests with all this wonderful information. Jackie Jones, who is the Metro Nashville Parks Superintendent of Community Affairs, and Rana Mitchell, who is the Public Information Representative for Metro Parks. Thank you both so much
for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having
We
us.
appreciate it.
Really appreciate it ourselves. All right, y'all, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, we're talking about arts in the park, and we'll speak with two Metro Park employees who specialize in cultural arts programs. It's Thursday. That means it's your turn to talk, so give us a call, 615-760-2000. This is Nashville.
Funding for This is Nashville comes from you, our listeners, and Music City Prep Clinic, Nashville-based provider for PrEP, and offering comprehensive sexual health services in an environment designed to be safe, professional, and shame-free. Learn more at musiccityprep.org. Funding for This Is Nashville comes from Burr and Foreman Law Firm, serving clients with transactional, litigation, and regulatory needs. Discovering how each client defines a win and working with them every step of the way to achieve it. Burr.com.
I'm Khalil A. Kulona, and this is Nashville. Welcome back to Your Turn to Talk Thursday. Our topic today is how you can benefit from Nashville's park system this spring. Now, we know you have questions, and we know we want to hear from you. And don't be shy. Give us a call, or better yet, give us some advice on what you think are some of the best and the most precious hidden gems that Metro Parks has to offer. That number is 615-760-2000, 615-760-2000. Now, you know, our parks offer more than greenery and a peaceful environment. You can get some culture there as well. Joining us are two representatives from the Parks Department who specialize in cultural arts. We have instructor Joshua Wagner and Stevon Neloms. I want to thank you both for being here. Welcome to This Is Nashville, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, so when you think about parks, almost everybody pictures the outdoors, but that's really not the case with you two. You tell us a bit about how Nashvillians can enrich themselves artistically through the park. Stevon.
Well, you know, it's a lot going on in Nashville as regards to cultural arts and the arts, and we have a lot going on in our division. Theater, dance, music, and visual arts enrich all of Nashville.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the things that impresses me most about the Metro Parks Department is I believe that as a city, we have a model that's pretty unique in the nation because in addition to just recreation and physical wellness, we also offer opportunities to explore cultural arts, and we really focus on the health and well-being of the whole person, because you can get skills in multiple disciplinary areas and really enrich your life and mental health, in fact.
What type of artistic courses are offered there?
So Centennial Park is the hub, the cultural arts hub of the Nashville Parks Department, and we offer in Centennial Art Center, we offer art classes, drawing, painting, pottery, sculpture workshops. And then across the park, next to the Parthenon and next to the children's playground, we have the Centennial Performing Arts Studios where we offer many different varieties of dance, theater, and music programs as well.
Can anyone sign up for an art class or is it only for Davidson County residents?
So Davidson County residents are our top priority. We do offer open enrollment to neighboring counties after the priority registration, but we are there for both Nashville visitors and Nashville residents.
All right, got to ask this question. How much does it cost? A lot of people enjoy things. You sprinkle some free on it, you'll get a long line out there, you know? But does it cost any money to take part in these programs?
So we offer a range of free programming and affordable, low-cost, accessible programming as well. We want to keep the model to the most affordable, accessible programs as possible. We like to brand ourselves at Centennial Art Center and with our pottery program specifically, which happen to be the top tier of popularity, as Nashville's introduction to clay. So we have a lot of fundamental classes available for first-time people who want to experience throwing on a potter's wheel or touching clay for the very first time. Maybe they had an experience in school or high school and wanted to explore that some more. We offer a variety of opportunities. So there is a low-cost fee and entry point, which according to our studies and analysis, we offer about a 50% discount based on other peer organizations around the city.
That's really not bad. Now, Stevon, tell us, I mean, some people could be listening to this, right? And they're saying, I don't know, I like the parks, but how can I really get culture at the parks? Explain to somebody who may be skeptical the benefits of what you all are doing.
You just have to walk through the doors. And once you walk through the doors, you will be engulfed in the cultural offerings of our facilities at Centennial Arts Center, CPAS, Centennial Performing Arts Center, or even Luby Theater. You can just walk through the doors and just be brought in with the culture that we offer.
We're going to
get you from the doors.
Get you right from the door.
Yes,
as soon as
sir.
you walk in the door, you're caught in. Had me from hello, essentially. All right, everybody. We have Beth and Percy Warner. Beth, what would you like to share with us? Thank you for calling.
Well, if I'm huffing and puffing, it's because I'm hiking in Percy Warner, and I love it, so thank you. My children have taken quite a lot of advantage of the cultural arts programming and the black box theater and athletics. And so we really appreciate y'all. The one bit of advice I may have is the website to sign up for programs is a little clunky. Could definitely use some updating in the search features. So, but overall, we love y'all and you're very affordable. And after I finish hiking, I'm going to go home and journal in a book by a friend of mine who's a local author, Afoot and a Lighthearted. So it's great. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for giving us a call on your hike, Beth. I hope you enjoy the hike and have a beautiful day, all right?
Thank you, Khalil.
Thanks. So what's up with the website?
Well, the website, it's a work in progress, I can tell you. As you know, the website includes all of Metro government, not just parks, but every department through our Metro government is on that website. So it's some navigating to get to us. But if you go to the search bar and just type in what you're looking for, it should provide an avenue to get directly to us.
Okay, look, next Thursday on Your Turn to Talk, it's Ask the Mayor. It's a question we can ask the mayor. Potentially, Mayor Freddie O'Connell can hire a Gen Z person to come and make the website flashy and brand new. We're going to go to Betsy in Nashville City Cemetery. Betsy, what would you like to share with us?
Well, thanks for taking my call, Kohil. I'm on the board of the Nashville City Cemetery, and people probably don't realize that it not only is it a cemetery, it's also a public park. It's a city park. And it's a beautiful and peaceful place where people can go and walk and read headstones and learn about history and meet people in the neighborhood. So I would like to invite people to take advantage of our beautiful park and to let people know we're having you said people like a free tour on Saturday at 10 a.m. The master gardeners of Davidson County maintain our gardens and our flowers. And Captain Atwell from the master gardeners will be giving a tour, and she'll show people an example of a Civil War medicinal garden where plants are grown there that would have been used for medicinal purposes during the Civil War, and explain why we only use plants and we only plant plants and flowers there that are that would have been used in the era of like the Victorian era, the 1820s to the 1870s, that would have been familiar to people in Nashville at that time. And I'd just like to invite people to come and enjoy our park.
Thank you so much, Betsy. I can attest to what you're saying. I have taken a walk through Nashville City Cemetery a few times, and it is beautiful, and it's a wonderful way to learn about our city's history and some of the folks who lived here. I appreciate your call.
Thanks, Kil. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
All right. Have a beautiful day. Have either one of you taken a walk through the cemetery?
I have never.
I have not. I did not know it was open and encouraged for that purpose, but I can see how that would be an incredibly reflective walk.
It's a truly, truly beautiful walk. It is your turn to talk here at This is Nashville. I'm your host, Khalil A. Colonna. My guests are Joshua Wagner and Stevon Neloms. I want to thank you both for being here. Everybody, give us a call, 615-760-2000 if you have questions. I do want to find out about some of these classes. Sometimes things are seasonal. Are the classes offered, are they year-round?
They are year-round. I wanted to highlight specifically our dance and theater classes right now. So in the summer, and I'll actually tag back to that. In the summer, we have a lot of programmatic things that people can engage with, like big band dance or Red Caboose, the music series at Red Caboose Park, which are free music and activities for larger groups of people. But then we also have the Centennial Youth Ballet and other summer intensives and summer youth camps that are available. In fact, in July, we have a Passport to Adventure, which is a Metro Parks partnership with Celebrate Nashville for 8 to 10-year-olds to come and learn multicultural and multidisciplinary arts. For a whole summer camp opportunity.
We have a city full of so many creative people who want to give back. If someone has a class or an idea for a class, how would they go about talking to you both and setting that up?
Right. They will email us and let us know. Either come by, like I said, stop by or come by. But email is the best option. To shoot us an email, we'll set something up and discuss options.
What's booming lately? What's the hot thing that people are talking about that you guys are getting flooded with questions and information requests for?
For me, it's our summer enrichment program for our kids in our community centers. That's the booming thing. It starts on June 2nd. Registration is coming up next month in May. And so that's the hot topic for us.
Well, tell me a little bit more about that program.
Yeah, so it's a free program at all community centers for ages 6 to 14, and it operates Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 p.m. And the kids are just in an array of activities. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing is it's a free program.
Okay.
We don't charge a dime for it. And so that's why it's so overwhelming at all of our community centers.
You know, if I was in high school, approaching summer vacation, working at the parks sounds like a pretty cool job. Do you all hire teens and other people? Are you looking for work?
We do. We hire teens ages 15, as young as 15 years old, to work in our summer enrichment programs as well as our cultural arts programs. And this is through the POWER program, a partnership with Metro Action Commission, and when we hire these teens.
That's really cool. We're going to go to one more call. We have Will in Franklin. Will, thank you for holding, my friend. What would you like to share?
Hey, Khalil, how are you, man? First time, long time.
Excellent.
I was just thinking when I was listening to the show. I'm a big fan of Parks and Recreation, and in the show, Leslie. The whole team, they decided to come up with the Harvest Festival, and it turns out it's one of the biggest gatherings that they've had at the Parks Department, all year. So I was just wondering if there was a way to kind of add something that was a little bit different from the city and the state, the county parks. To add just something, a little bit different. And then my second one was I heard a caller questioning about classes. If there was maybe like an adults only kind of class for like mushroom foraging, identifying edible plants, things like that. If there was like an adults only class.
That's really interesting, Will. Do you gentlemen know?
I don't know.
I would say in the next segment, not to steal her thunder, but Heather Gallagher with Nature Centers would definitely have better insight to reflect back to that question.
What about like a harvest festival or anything new? Again, is it the same process as if someone had an idea for a particular class, they reach out to you all as far as about organizing that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's it.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, Will, thank you so much for giving us a call, my friend. I really appreciate it. Have a beautiful day, all right?
All right, thank you. You too, guys. Bye.
Bye now. I want to thank you both. We got to go to a break. I want to thank you both for being here. I have Stevon, Neloms, and Joshua Wagner. Again, thank you both for being here and giving us this great information. A lot of cool programs going on this summer, all year round at our parks. Yes. Thanks again.
Thanks, Khalil.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take one last break. When we come back, our conversation with Metro Parks is not over. When we return, we'll take a look at recreational sports and nature facilities you can explore. And don't forget, call and share your tips and tricks related to parks in Nashville. The number is 615-760-2000. And if you're still on the line, like Carol Ann, hold on. We're going to come back to you after this break. Stay with us. This is Nashville. I'm Khalil A. Colonna, and this is Nashville. This hour, we've been chatting with various representatives from Metro Parks and learning all that what our city has to offer. And even though we're close to the end of the show, we're really only just scratching the surface. So call us with your question or your own advice about the best ways to explore and experience Nashville's parks. That number is 615-760-2000. Again, it's 615-760-2000. So now with us are the folks that our previous guest said can answer the $60,000 questions that we've been fielding so far on the show. With us are John Holmes. He is the head of recreational sports, and Heather Gallagher, who works at the Nature Center in Brennan Park. Heather and John, thank you both for being here. Welcome to This is Nashville.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate this. Okay, so tell me a little bit about what each of you do for Metro Parks. Heather.
Thank you so much. So I work at Beeman Park in Northwest Nashville. The park itself is 2,370 acres of forest. So opposed to, not that there's anything wrong with this, baseball fields and soccer fields and golf and big mowed areas to have a picnic, Beeman Park is a place to come to experience the tranquility of Nashville's Western Highland Rim forest. We have deep, deep bottomland, creek bottom forests, and we also have amazing ridgetop forests. We have over 15 miles of hiking trails. But Khalil, this is just the tip of the iceberg for Nashville's natural areas. So there's probably a natural area park near you. You're probably familiar with Bells Bend Park at the end of Old Hickory Boulevard in Bells Bend, right around the Cumberland River.
Yeah.
Warner Park, which has an amazing Western Highland Rim forest, as well as soccer fields, 2 golf courses, all kinds of walking trails and hiking trails there. And when I distinguish between walking trails and hiking trails, guys, there are paved, accessible trails at Warner Park that are absolutely wonderful if you're unable to walk a distance on our primitive trails. In addition to that, of course, there's a mountain bike trail at both Bells Bend and Warner Park. We're going to go around the bottom of Nashville. Radnor Lake is a state park, but a wonderful place right now to see the purple dwarf larkspur blooming. And then we're going to finish up at Shelby Bottoms and Lytle Bend and Peeler Park over on the east side of Nashville. Wonderful natural areas to get out and explore Nashville in spring.
Wow, I feel like I just got a preview from National Geographic. There's a lot of beautiful, wonderful habitat for us to explore. John, break down what you do with parks.
Well, I have the best job in Metro. I oversee all the fun places besides the natural areas. I go where people go to play golf, play sports, go to the Parthenon. I have all the revenue-producing facilities. So the Centennial Sportsplex is actually where I started with the ice rink. We've got the natatorium, the tennis courts, and the ice rinks there. Right across the street in Centennial Park, I've got the Parthenon. We've got the 7 golf courses throughout Davidson County. Wonderful, wonderful, affordable golf for all the citizens in Nashville. We like to think that we provide a country club level of product at a very affordable price point. So
Here.
Thank you, Heather. We're very proud of that.
What are the most popular sports?
Oh gosh, right now, because of the sports, I mean, what's amazing to me is we get so many calls for these new sports almost daily to use our multi-purpose fields throughout the area. Really, realistically, right now, soccer is just, I mean, we don't have enough soccer fields in Nashville.
Okay.
We simply don't. Surrounding counties have so many more fields than we do. It's just, but soccer is always in demand. Right now, youth baseball is blooming. Everybody's out there trying to, they're starting their programs right now. So that's big right now. Baseball, flag football is huge. Lacrosse is huge. Rugby is huge. Pickleball is gigantic.
Yes.
Centennial Sportsplex and Hadley, a lot of our neighborhood courts that are free to use. We're trying to get pickleball lines at those, but we have pickleball lines at the Centennial Sportsplex right now, and we have open times there and league play at the Sportsplex.
Is there beef between pickleball players and tennis players?
Yes, unfortunately, they are not compatible activities. Tennis is a more reserved, quiet activity with 2 to 4 players. Pickleball is a more social activity. A lot of times you'll see people out there with a boombox. You'll see a group of people that will cycle in and out playing different games. What we have done, and I give our maintenance staff full credit for this, they have come up with a plan for our neighborhood courts where we don't have the ability to create both totally separate pickleball and tennis courts. What they're doing where we have combined courts, they're putting a barrier, a sound barrier type fence between the two to try and at least create the illusion of some divide between the two. That keeps the tennis on one side and the pickleball on the other, and that helps a lot. So
shout out to them.
Oh, our maintenance, and that is one thing. I don't know if anybody's mentioned it prior to this. If they haven't been mentioned on the show before, Parks doesn't run without our maintenance people. They're what makes everything go.
All right.
Amen.
That's really good to hear. We're going to go to a call. We've got Amy. Amy, thanks for giving us a call. What would you like to share?
Hi. Thanks so much for having me on the show today, Khalil. I greatly appreciate it. I am calling from Friends of Mill Ridge Park. Mill Ridge Park is the newest regional park in Metro Parks, and so we're in Southeast Davidson County in Antioch. And I wanted to call in a couple of reasons. One, in response to Will's question just a little while ago, his Parks and Rec comparison with Harvest Festival. As a Friends of group with Friends of Mill Ridge Park, we work, in conjunction with the Metro Parks Department, and we are hosting what we are calling Pear Jam on November 29th, which is a sort of harvest festival celebrating the growing, the harvest, having food trucks at Mill Ridge Regional Park. And so I just kind of wanted to mention that there are 16 Friends of groups that are working in conjunction with Metro Parks to share even more about what is going on at Metro Parks. And I'm really proud that we're also kind of working with our parks and being able to have these programs like Pear Jam for us, as well as what we call a Framly 5K, Friends, Family, and Fido, and that's on May 17th. And so that is at Mill Ridge Regional Park. And information about that can be found, online at Friends of Mill Ridge Park, as well as just searching either one of those
wonderful
activities.
Thank you so much, Amy, for giving us this information. And anybody close or interested, make sure you go where Amy sent you. Amy, thank you so much. Have a beautiful day,
You're so
okay?
welcome. Thanks, Khalil.
All right, thank you. All right, we have another call. We have Carol Ann in Green Hills who has a question about Athena. Carol Ann, thank you for holding. What do you want to ask?
Well, I don't want to ask. I want to tell.
Okay.
I was just at the Parthenon the other day, and the gentleman asked what's in the Parthenon, what's there to see, and they got sidetracked with the changing exhibits and neglected to say there's a 43-foot-tall statue of Athena. She is appropriately gilded. She has a 6-foot Nike in her right hand. She's lovely, and she has a big shield protecting the city of Athens, which is a snake for some reason. But it's a fabulous thing. Alan LaQuire is a local sculptor. He sculpted this. He worked on getting it gilded so that it would look authentic because it was covered in gold originally, the one in Athens in the Parthenon. And I wouldn't want anybody to go in and just see the lovely art on the first floor. They need to go up to the second floor and see Athena.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Carol, and have a beautiful day, okay?
You too.
All right. Now, John, I understand that Athena is turning 35 this year. Are there plans for her birthday?
They're having an exhibit. They're doing an exhibit for Alan with different art that he has. I don't know the exact dates. One of the things that we are getting ready to do at the Parthenon is a new retrofit of the HVAC. That building is fairly old, and the HVAC is badly in need of some work, and so we're trying to get that scheduled. I believe we're going to be scheduling that for next spring. So I believe that is going to happen in, I want to say in March, which may affect part of his exhibit time. But yes, there will be an exhibit for Alan McGuire.
Awesome. And this is Nashville is going to do a 35th anniversary birthday show on Athena in June. Now, Heather, you were talking about the rich, vast wildlife that's available at Beeman Park. But what are some of the other biodiverse parks here in Nashville?
Oh, my goodness. Nashville was specifically designed with nature centers to celebrate all of the different types of biodiversity that we have here in town. For example, Shelby Bottoms, right there next to the Cumberland River. In fact, if you look at the Nature Center itself, it looks like two barges that are crossing right across the Cumberland River. And they have some wonderful shorebird ponds. They celebrate the otters and beavers and other animals that you would find along our incredible river, which is where our drinking water comes from. So it's pretty cool. There's a nature center there taking care of it. Warner Park Nature Center, which celebrated its 50th anniversary just a couple of years ago, is kind of the emerald gem of Nashville. The Warner Parks have been there since 1927. So Warner Parks is not only celebrating the farmland that people lived on there 100, 150 years ago, as Warner Parks actually was part of the original Belmead plantation all of those years ago, but also looking forward into the future with children and families and adults that are coming for free programs or just to explore the trails. And then finally, we're looking at Bells Bend and Beeman Parks. Beeman is really looking at Nashville's Highland Rim Forest and the animals and plants that you would find growing only in that forest, up at a higher elevation than Nashville. And Bells Bend, of course, is an outdoor recreation center. So it's really highlighting not only the nature and the cultural history that you would have found along the Cumberland River thousands of years ago, but also they have a climbing wall and a mountain bike trail.
That sounds really cool. We have one more call from Israel in Inglewood. Israel, thank you for waiting patiently. What would you like to share?
Hi, thank you for having me. Heather might have begun answering the question just then, but my question is, does Metro Parks have any programming around Natives people? Contextually, I'm originally from Mexico, and we have Natives people on our national flag. And when I moved to Nashville, I noticed the flag of Nashville has Natives people on it, and I was really interested beyond the wildlife and the ecology of the parks. Is there programming that talks about the Natives people?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your question, Israel. So at Bells Bend Outdoor Recreation Center in particular, there is a celebration of Native people that would have been, again, at that site along the Cumberland River thousands of years ago. Beyond that, Warner Park Nature Center also hosts different programs throughout the year, specifically in conjunction with the state archaeologist. So those are two places that you can check out anytime. All schedules of Nature Center programs are available at our respective websites. So Google those. And in addition to that, all of our nature centers, as well as our natural areas, have active Instagram and Facebook pages. So there's lots of ways that you can find out about free programming in Nashville.
All right. Thank you so much for that call, Israel. Have a beautiful day, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now, John, you mentioned the Centennial Sportsplex as being like the hub of all things, but where else in Davidson County that is not Nashville can people kind of explore and enjoy recreational sports outdoors?
Well, we've got sports fields everywhere. We've got the greenways throughout the county, all free to use. Since COVID, people have gotten outside. So they're using more of the tennis courts. They're using more of the greenways. They're using more of the sports fields. Rose Park, that's a field over there at 12th and Edge Hill. That's our artificial turf field. Belmont shares it with us, and that's used a lot by everybody, by Belmont and by the public. We've got all sorts of activities at all those types of facilities. And then Hamilton Creek Sailboat Marina out on Percy Priest. I don't want to forget that. We have a mountain bike trail out there. We have a sailboat marina out there. And we also have the BMX track out there.
What?
And yeah.
I was a BMXer back in the day.
Oh, well, on Memorial Day weekend, we will be hosting the National BMX Championships again. We host it each year. Last year we had, and I can't remember what the numbers were, somewhere on here I've got it, over 1,000 athletes, 12,070 over 12,000 people come to attend this on Memorial Day weekend in Hamilton Creek Park. So if you're a BMXer, that's a good place to go.
A former BMXer. If I get out there, I might break something.
That's
now.
all right. It's a beautiful, beautiful track.
Wonderful. I want to thank you both for being here, and thank you both for doing so much for our city and taking care of our beautiful parks. John Holmes and Heather Gallagher, again, thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
I want to thanks to you for tuning in this hour. This is Nashville is a production of Nashville Public Radio. Today's episode was produced by Josh Deepan. It was directed by Tasha A.F. Lemley. Our technical director and board operator is Liv Lombardi. Mary Mancini was on the phones. The masterminds behind our theme music are Larange and Namir Blade. You can listen back at thisisnashville.org or wherever you get good podcasts. The conversation does not end here. Comment and tell us what you hear on the show by giving us a message, 615-751-2500. Also, find us on socials, Blue Sky, Instagram, and X at This Is Nashville. This is Nashville. I'm Khalil Akelona. We'll see you on Monday, everybody. And again, yes, it's true. We'll be talking about it over the next couple weeks. I love you, Nashville. We'll see you on Monday, everybody. Be good to each other.